everyone, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to show you how to make another design of mine. This is called the Ava's All Right bracelet, and I called it that because, well, it uses Ava beads and mostly right angle weave technique. This is one that I did with Crystal Magic Blue Ava beads. You can see they're transparent on the one side, and I used 3mm bicones in this, and as you can see, the main motif of this actually comes out shorter because of the 3mm beads, so I just added some super duos on the end of this. This one is hematite Ava beads and a metallic dark purple fire polish bead, 4mm fire polish bead, and hematite seed beads. And I used a candy bead for the closure on this, which it actually stays pretty well. This one has that Tahitian look pearl for the closure. And this one has a Swarovski cube. This one is also the hematite Ava beads with it's a clear with like a half coat fire polish and antique, or I'm sorry, aluminum silver colored seed beads. This is one that I just recently made. It's using the Aztec gold Ava beads and Persian turquoise fire polish, and this color is called transparent dark amber gold luster. It's a mouthful. Those are 11O seed beads, and I believe they're Miyuki, but they could be Toho actually. So I will move these out of the way, and today's project we are going to use again the Aztec gold Ava beads. I just love these, and I have 4mm fire polish beads in amethyst opaque luster. They're really pretty. I don't know if you can see them well, but they're kind of a light purple, and they have, it almost looks like they get a little darker in some places, and of course that fire polish shine that we tend to love. And again, I'm using the same transparent dark amber gold luster seed beads. And I also have 2 wire guards. And probably when I'm finished with this, I'm going to do the same thing that I did on this one. I had actually gotten some of these, they're called slider clasps, and I really like it because it makes the bracelet adjustable. So you can slide it down, it makes it longer or bigger so that you can get it on and off. Yeah. I'm actually going to take this one off for now, but that's what I'm planning on doing with that one, is ending it that way. So what I do with this bracelet, you see these areas between the Ava beads, there's some seed beads there and fire polish. It's actually right angle weave, and I actually make these in separate units and then connect them to the Ava beads. So how we're going to start this is, you want a needle, of course, and some thread. I have my black satin 0.006 fire line. Seems to pretty much go with everything, so I can appreciate that. I have about an arm's length of thread, which should be more than plenty to make 4 units of this. And basic right angle weave, really. So you pick up 4 of your 11/0 seed beads, bring them down, leave just a short tail so that you can tie that when you're done with this unit, and then you're going to go through all 4 of those beads again. I'm going to go through a couple more of those so that you can complete your circle. Now you see you have your right angle weave unit here. Now you're going to pick up 2 11/0s coming out of this first bead. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. Okay. So you're coming out of this first bead. You're going to pick up 2 more 11/0s I have here, and you're going to sew through the next bead. Again, 2 more 11/0s and sew through the next bead. Two more 11s. Sew through the next 11/0. Two more 11/0s. And you're going to sew through the first one there. And then you're going to step up into the top one here. From here, you're going to pick up 1 4mm fire polish and sew through the high bead in this section here. Pick up another fire polish, go through the next high bead. One more, going through that high bead again, and now we'll go through this last one, the last high bead, the first one that we stepped up to, and pull that down. Go through that fire polish again. It's the first fire polish we added. And go through this 11. Now sew down to the first section of right angle weave that we added, which is the very center of this unit. And we're right there by our tail. So if you hold on to your tail, slide your needle in there, pull that down. Probably want to do that twice just to make sure it's secure. And then we'll trim this off. There we go. And you've got a unit that looks like this. You're going to make 4 of these total so that you have 8 sections for this bracelet. Okay, so finish up your units and we'll come back here and I will show you how to attach them to the Ava beads. Okay, so I have my 4 units here, and now we're going to connect them to the Ava beads. So I have a wingspan of thread added to my needle now, and you're going to want to pick up an Ava bead and sew through the point. Don't bring your thread all the way through, leave a little bit of a tail and just hold on to it with your other fingers if you can. And then we're going to pick up 3 11/0s, 1 fire polish, and another 11/0. Pick up a wire guard, sew through one side of that, and sew through the other side of the wire guard. Pick up one more 11/0 and sew through only that fire polish bead. Now pick up 3 11/0s, sew through that first side of the Ava bead again. There we go. Now we're going to reinforce this. Just go back up through the 11s, the fire polish, one of the 11s, and the same side of the wire guard. Down around the other side of the wire guard and through the 11 and that fire polish. Come down the other 3 11s on that side. Now I'm going to tie it to my tail thread. Okay, and that is going to be a little floppy right now. Don't worry about that. We will get it fixed at the end. All right. So now we're coming, actually we're going to sew through that Ava again. And now we're coming through this hole of the Ava bead. You're going to pick up 4 11/0s, and sew into that Ava bead. And only go through this side of the Ava. Don't sew all the way through. Okay, pull your 4 down. Now we're going to pick up one of these units through the fire polish. Just pick that up and let that slide down. Now you want to sew through the second leg of that Ava bead. Got that in there like this. We're going to pick up 4 more 11/0s. So through the point of your Ava bead again. Down like that. So down the 4 Ava beads on that, or 4 11/0s on that side. So through the Ava and the Firepolish and the second leg of the Ava bead. There we go. Okay. So now 3 11/0s coming out of this hole of the Ava. You're going to sew down to that first Firepolish. Now we're going to pick up 3 more. You're going to pick up another Ava bead and you're going to go through the leg with it in the opposite direction of the first Ava that you added. Through that leg, you're going to come through this bottom Firepolish. Pull those in together and sew through the outer leg of this Ava bead here. There we go. 3 11/0s. Up through that next Firepolish bead, 3 more, so through the Ava and the Firepolish, here we go, through the outer leg of that Ava bead, down the seed beads on the side, and that Firepolish, down the next 3 11/0s. Go through the Ava and the Firepolish. You can try to go through all 3 of these at the same time, but it's more than likely not going to happen. So unless you want to fight with it and force it through, then, you know, be my guest. Okay. You're coming out of this hole of the Ava. Now you're going to pick up 4 11-ohs. Come through the point of that Ava bead. Pick up 4 more. Go through the leg and that fire polish again. Come through the next leg of the Ava bead. Down through those 4 seed beads on the side. And through the point of the Ava bead. Not through any of those seed beads this time. Okay. So coming out of here, you're going to pick up 3 more fire polish and do right angle weave with these. So you're coming out on this side of the point, you're going to sew into it again. We have this. Reinforce that one more time. Now sew down until you're coming out of that middle fire polish. Now we're going to start to add another one of our Ava bead units. So coming out of here, you're going to pick up a fire polish, an Ava bead through the point, and another fire polish bead. So you're coming out of here, you're going to sew around, sew through here. Now we're going to reinforce this round. So through the Ava, fire polish, that center fire polish, back through that fire polish again, and through the point on the Ava bead. Okay. Now from here, we're going to do our 4 15. I keep trying to say 15s. Pick up your 4 11-ohs and sew through the first leg of that Ava bead. Pick up your next unit through fire polish and sew through the second leg of that Ava bead. 4 11-oh seed beads and sew through the point of that Ava. down these 11-ohs, hopefully not knotting your thread like I just did. There we go. So through the Ava and the fire polish, through that second leg of the Ava bead. Okay. 3 11-ohs. So through that first fire polish, pick up 3 11-ohs and another Ava bead. So through the leg of the Ava, through this fire polish, and then so through the second leg of that Ava bead. Pick up 3 11s, so through fire polish, 3 more 11s, and so through one leg of the Ava and that fire polish bead, through the leg of that Ava bead, so down these seed beads and that fire polish on the side, so down through the next 3 seed beads, through the first leg of that Ava and the fire polish from your unit, and through the second leg of the Ava bead. Now you're going to pick up 4 11s, so through the point of that Ava bead, pick up 4 more 11s, go back down through this leg and the fire polish, and then through the second leg of that Ava. So up through these 4 11-ohs, and through the point of your Ava bead, and pick up 3 fire polish, coming out of here, and so through. Reinforce, Coming out of the center bead, you can pick up a fire polish, an Ava through the point, and another fire polish. Come through that center fire polish again, and reinforce this. That one, and through the point of the Ava bead again. Okay, so finish the length of your bracelet, and we'll come back and I'll help you do the ending and add your wire guard at the end, and then we will fill in the rest and finish it up. Okay, so come to the end of my bracelet length, and I came out of these seed beads on the side and sewed through the point on this last Ava bead. So we're going to mirror what we did on the other end and pick up 3 11-ohs, a fire polish bead, and 1 11-oh, and sew through one side of our wire guard. Sew through the other side, pick up 1 more 11-oh, and sew down through only the fire polish bead. Pick up 3 more 11-ohs, and sew through the point on this Ava bead again. Down, reinforce, so sew back up the 3 11-ohs through the fire polish, through the 11-oh and up through the wire guard, down the other side and through that 11-oh, through the fire polish and the 3 11-ohs on this side. Okay, and now from here we're going to sew down these side 11-ohs. You see that kind of connects them so it doesn't look like they're so gapped in there. Through the fire polish. All we're really doing now is just joining all of these together, because you know we do 3 or 4 at a time and go into a different hole for a different bead, and it leaves them kind of spaced out. So now we're going to go through this first fire polish. Now pick up 2 11-ohs and sew through that second fire polish bead. There you go. Sew down all of the rest of your side beads. through the fire polish. Other side. And you don't want to pull this too tight, but you do want it to be snug with those beads. You don't want gaps. You don't want to have to see your thread. So don't pull it so tight that your bracelet is curving on one side and looks like it's gonna buckle on you. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and finish this, just go through and sew through all of the side beads. Add 2 11/0s between your right angle weave units between your Ava beads here, and you'll do the same thing on the other side, and we'll come back and finish this up. Okay, so I've sewn all the way around through these seed beads, added the 2 seed beads between my right angle weave units, and I sewed back up around the wire guard and back down this side. Now all we're going to do now is just tie this off. So I'm going to go into that last bead in the fire polish. And now I'm actually going to sew into that right angle weave unit that we first added. So down into the middle of that. The thread bridge. Try a 1/2 inch knot. Go through a couple of more beads. Find the thread bridge. Tie another knot. I'm going to sew through a couple more of these beads, and then trim that off. Needle off to the side. There we go. And the fun part about this too is most places where you order your Ava beads from, you get 10 in a pack. If you order from Potomac, where they originated from, you get 20 in a pack. So you have enough to make 2 of these bracelets if you like, or a bracelet and some earrings or whatever. And also the fire polished beads usually come in strands of 50, and these were 50 fire polished beads, and as you can see, still have a few left over, so I've got plenty enough to make some earrings that will match this also. So here is the length of the bracelet without the clasp. You can add whatever clasp that you want, whichever one you are comfortable with using. And as you see, from wire guard to wire guard, it's about 6 inches. So depending on how big you need, you know, you figure a toggle clasp or something usually adds about 1 inch. I think I'm gonna do the same thing that I did on this one, where I used the slider here, and you add chain on each end, and all right. So I hope you like this video. Next week I think I'm planning on doing some earrings. I'm not sure if I'm going to do them for this or if I'm going to do them for previous projects, or I might just do kind of like a Mod Podge and do a video with a bunch of different earrings in it, which I think could actually be kind of fun. So if you would like to share your work with me, you can go to my Facebook group, is Arm Candy Creators, or you can visit my shop, that is armcandycreationsbyt.com, and leave a comment on this video, like it, share it. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and if you hit the bell, then you can be notified when I upload new videos. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for coming. Bye.